Welcome to winemastery.co.uk. My name's John Lightfoot. This is
John Murphy.
And we're here to tell you about wine, hopefully help you find the wine, if not the wines that you will absolutely adore. And in this episode, we're kicking off our Chardonnay series. And we're kicking off our Chardonnay series. You'll see it appearing to my side here with a Villa Marie, lovely girl. It's a Chardonnay, as I said. It's from New Zealand, and normally New Zealand has a good rep for Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon definitely, but yeah, Chardonnay as well.
Is it Sauvignon or is it Sauvignon?
I say Sauvignon, but then I'm
probably
from
correct.
north.
No, you're probably correct. So we're going to try this Chardonnay. We're going to do a whole series of Chardonnays. It's really been sort of pushed by people saying, you know, where can you get a nice Chardonnay just like a Chablis? And they are almost unique, aren't they, Chablis?
Very, very much so, yeah.
And down to sort of the earth they grow in, all that sort of stuff. But we're going to do a review. We've looked at our past videos, and we've only done half a dozen or so. So we thought we're actually getting and do some comparisons of value for money Chardonnay. So we're kicking off, as we said, with Villa Maria. So should we have a look at the colour?
Let's do it, John.
What would you say that is?
I would say that's like a hay colour, nice hay, yellowy.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. Nice hay, not quite as yellow as straw.
No, not quite. Actually, there is a difference.
There is a difference.
There is a difference because sometimes, you know, and I think we refer to this a lot of times in this video, of the Chardonnays of old.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have, you know, you can't see the really richly coloured were those. And it is a good telling to see, you know, how powerful the Chardonnay is going to be.
And I guess this is sort of like a 3/4 mature hay as well. It's got just that edge of green in it, which...
As you saying that, you're mocking with that edge of green, but there is an edge of green in there.
No, I wasn't mocking, no.
I think he was mocking. I'm pretty sure he was mocking. He's usually mocking. But no, he's looking good. He's looking good. So let's have a go on the nose.
Okay. Well, that is Chardonnay, isn't it? Chardonnay.
You can definitely tell that is
Chardonnay.
Chardonnay. It's written all over there. And
But that isn't Chablis. So, you know, if someone's looking for Chablis, that's not what Chablis comes along like. But it is a really nice... Sometimes when you get a Chardonnay, for me, it can be a little bit too... I'm not sure... Sickly is the word that comes to my mind.
yeah, I think almost a sweetness can come through on the nose, whereas this hasn't got. This is very peachy. Very peachy.
Yeah, it is. But there's there is that butter undertone, if that's the right word.
Yeah, and then for me, like a hint of like almost marzipan-y. Marzipan?
Marzipan,
Yeah.
really? Yeah.
Marzipan, yeah. So I'm going to just go straight ahead and have a taste of this, John.
Do you have a taste?
I am. Oh. That is nice.
The first thing I noticed, even and perhaps that's because I was concentrating on it, was the mouthfeel. Very silky feel to the liquid. It's very smooth and viscous and
There's a
without being
softness
heavy.
there.
Yeah.
But it's also like a mouthfeel because it doesn't have the acidity in there. Oh, acidity, but not the acidity you'd find in a Sauvignon. A lot softer on that, more gentle. That kind of improves for me the mouthfeel as well.
But it has got that edge to it, hasn't it? It's not, you know, there is that acidic edge to it. Just the edge that just gives it a nice balance.
It's nice and rounded. That's what you'd call well balanced. That's a well balanced wine because it's rich in there. There's a nice after flavour that isn't too overly cloyy, which, especially with the oak Chardonnays, you can get. But the acidity cleans it nicely, but it still leaves a little bit there, you know, as opposed to just being almost like chewing, because you'll have had these Chardonnays as well where you almost feel like chewing them. But I think this is a really good example of a Chardonnay, and definitely something, especially if you like Chardonnays, but then you went off them, and then because I've said before, we hear a lot of people say A, B, C, anything but Chardonnay, and I think you're missing out.
Yeah,
this is something you should really have a go. If you've not had a Chardonnay for a long time, have a go at something like this. This is a stereotypical Chardonnay that works very well.
Yeah, and it almost got to be sort of like a social thing, isn't it? Where people, if you're drinking, you thought to yourself, if you're drinking Chardonnay, you're actually, you're not showing that you like wine particularly, and all that sort of snobbery came into it.
Yeah.
And that I think was born of, there were some bad Chardonnays that sort of looked just overdone, but as you say, this would be really nice for people to go back just to give it a try. It's not too expensive to try, so if you don't like it, it's not going to break the bank. It's £8.50 available in Sainsbury's as we film, but it is, I guess the New Zealanders. I mean, white wines are their strength, aren't they? And Pinot Noir,
Yeah,
the
definitely.
light reds. But this is really, really excellent.
Well, I do remember a long time ago, we used to sell Villa Maria. We never had their Chardonnay, but we had their Sauvignon. I always remember thinking the Sauvignon was really good value for money. And they went. I think they went from independence and went more to kind of the big supermarkets, which is fine. And I always remember thinking that was a good one. And then this, for that money, I don't know what we refer. Well, we do need to refer to it, don't we? But for that money, it's a good bit of wine, is that?
Yeah, it is. It is all about. I mean, if you're again, I wouldn't have any objections to drinking this wherever. And what would you say that in terms of pairing, John, would go with this?
Well, it's something that you probably wouldn't. I'd probably say a light to me. So something like pork or fish. This would definitely, because usually when you're having fish, I would immediately jump onto the Sauvignon, even Pinot Grigio. But I think that would take on the fish very, very, very nice. Yeah.
Do you know when you said fish, immediately my mind went to fish pie. There's sort of a little bit of potato, a little bit of pepper in it, and the different fish and prawns and seafood in there, and that really, really.
That sounds absolutely delicious. I've not had my dinner yet, John. That's
sorry.
It's all right.
A liquid dinner.
Hi, I know. Yeah, I can live with that though. I'm pretty good with that.
And one of the other things that I've noticed about this is that quite often when I smell wines, I can smell the wine, and then when I drink it, when I go back to try and smell it, I just can't sense it. But this I can still get afterwards, which is I think says something for its nose. And the other thing to notice is actually the taste is still there. It's got, for a white wine, it's got a reasonable amount of length there, isn't it?
But again, it manages not to be cloyy.
Yeah.
I'd say well balanced, perfectly balanced. Is that good bit of wine, John? Good bit of wine.
So should we go to the score, John?
Let's go, John. Would you like me to go first, John?
We haven't written it down. Never mind. Let's go.
Well, I'm going to be quite brave with this one. Give this a really good score, and that really good score, I'm considering price, and how it is as a Chardonnay. I recognise that nearly immediately, and actually how good it is as a Chardonnay. So I'm going to go straight off and say 85 points for that.
Oh, really? Okay, I was going for 80.
80. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't go more, because I was not probably thinking £8.50. I was just thinking Chardonnay 80. I guess it does deserve a couple more points, so I totally understand your 85, given that it is only £8.50, and that is a bargain at £8.50.
Maybe that's what swayed me. 85 points, £8.50.
Oh yeah,
Could be like subliminal.
Could be, yeah.
I've had a glass of wine now. It might have been.
Yeah.
No, not a bad bit of wine at all, is that?
Fantastic. Well, we will be eventually, I mean, this is the first of them, but we will be linking all of our Chardonnay into a playlist, so if you want to go and look at all of them, you will be able to. We'll be consuming and testing and reviewing quite a few over the coming months. Someone has to do it. So we look forward to seeing you there. Until the next time, chin chin!
Chin chin. Sorry, John, I was busy drinking.
Totally acceptable. I forgive you.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.